One of the most popular ways of fixing potatoes, maybe anywhere in the world, is scalloped potatoes. And we go to Vancouver, British Columbia to find Gordon Tucker, who's going to give us scalloped potatoes, but he's going to do it Italian style. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is that my wife can't stand milk, and so I couldn't use that, so I had to substitute cheese for the milk, and that was pretty bland, so I added some Italian style to it by adding tomatoes. Milk's already curdled this way, and a few other things to make it Italian.
Nice.
Okay, well, you've met Kathy, so let's get scalloping here.
I'm your slicer dicer here.
Okay, well, we'll just leave those at the side a minute. If you're the slicer dicer, maybe you could chop that up
Absolutely.
too. I chopped up some of them here, but what I do is just saute the tomatoes and onions and
We're gonna go
whatnot
in
in
oil?
a little olive oil, and that's the part of the Italian.
Yes.
And
Very nice.
then saute the onions, and since you've got it over here, the tomatoes.
And at the same time?
Just in the same time.
Okay.
And, this is a man's way of doing it. You know, we just do it all at once.
Certainly,
you know,
certainly.
And
nothing wrong with that.
And then just a little salt, pepper, and oregano, and just kind of toss them in.
Okay, you sprinkle in there, I'll stir.
This takes real skill, you know. There we go. And if you're really brave, you can add things like chili pepper flakes and things like that for a little spicy taste and whatnot. But again, if I'm going to get my wife to eat it, I have to be a little more
She doesn't like so spicy things.
No, not so much. So I make it a little plain.
The wife is getting blamed for a lot here, I want you to know. We'll tell you about that in a little bit.
So what you do is cook this for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And
reduces down.
And it reduces down just a little bit.
All right.
And in the meantime, we get the casserole of potatoes in here, and put in about half of them.
Okay.
A little fresh basil would be nice in here too if you grew that in the garden.
Yes, anything like that. And we'll just spread those out. Oh, you got quite a few there, so we'll put in some more. But just kind of like the way you scallop potatoes, and which.
It's a fun, another fun twist for everybody on a classic.
Right, and well, it should go about 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
So.
We'll stir it around for a couple more minutes there.
Yep.
Okay. So we want it to cook down until the tomatoes are kind of softened and the onions are
potatoes
sauteed.
have so much liquid in it that you have to use as dry a mix as you can. So you seed the tomatoes, make sure there's a lot less liquid in them and things like that. Not like making lasagna where the noodles
have to cook
and pick up
all the moisture.
Pick up the fluid.
Okay. I'm going to get a big spoon here now. So, what kind of potatoes did you use here?
I used just the russet, the brown ones. The brown ones.
Now, how much of this should I put on here? About half, maybe?
I put it all in the middle, and then.
So it's going to be a real pretty layer in there.
And just kind of like making lasagna.
Lasagna, yeah.
And.
Great, and then we have some Parmesan cheese, I see. Are we going to put a little of that?
I put that on top.
On the top,
and,
okay. So
you can put it in the middle if you like, and if you want to call it Greek, then you could use feta cheese or something like that.
Oh, that would be nice too. Yeah.
And like that.
And then when do the olives go in?
The olives are just a garnish that I
all right.
throw on the end again.
Oh, that's nice.
It goes with it a little bit and makes it more Italian. Yeah. Oh, these potatoes are much nicer than the mechanically sliced ones.
They were sliced with love. So we're going to fan these all out. And then, how long does this take to bake?
It takes about 45 minutes. For some reason, potatoes seem to cook a lot slower
well, it's nice and thick, too. We've got a nice thick layer there. Very nice. Okay.
And then you...
And
should we put a little
then I
layer
put
of that?
the cottage cheese then on that.
Okay.
And This is the part.
Cottage cheese is a great idea.
And,
That's nice.
and if it's got, like this, got quite a bit of liquid, it tends to go down through it and mix with the tomatoes and
This
whatnot.
is the large curd.
Right. So I use large curd primarily, and
Do you serve this as an accompaniment or as an entree?
as an accompaniment. But sometimes I add sausage, chopped up sausage
Big
and whatnot
right?
to it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
make
it's a
it as
single
a
dish meal, yeah.
single dish.
And then a little
And then I put this stuff
cheesy.
on
Okay.
the top, and oops,
Wow.
and yeah, that's the
Doesn't
pizza
that
part.
look good?
Really
Then
does.
it's potato pizza, and
Okay.
And,
Gonna
then
zoom
we-
into the oven with that.
and I sometimes, this is a fairly dry, and I will put a lid on it sometimes for the first 20 minutes,
Okay.
but it really doesn't need a lid on it. I just don't like to burn the cheese.
Yeah.
Is all. But if the oven's not too hot.
I mean, this
it
is
doesn't burn.
a fine. You
And
could
the
do a
olives
lot
go
of
on
different
after
things.
it's
Yeah.
Yes, when
After
it's
it's
once
done.
it's done,
Okay.
then I just put the olives on it and
That's,
finish.
if you don't like olives, you know, you can put it on just half.
Do a little more diced tomato on top.
Sure.
Do a little fresh herbs.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Fun
In-
idea.
It is. It's a great idea. And you know, and that's so easy to make that into a single dish meal.
Right,
Just
just
by
by
adding
adding a
some
little-
sausage or whatever you know you want to put into it. I see we have one in the oven.
Yes.
I'm happy to report. Now, some of you folks up in Vancouver are saying, gee, Tucker, I know that name. June Tucker, the wife who's been taking all the stuff here from Gordon, is the person who's responsible for the Office of Pacific Coast Public Television in Vancouver, which, of course, is the Canadian association with our KCTS and KYVE. And June does a wonderful job, and now you have done a wonderful job. That looks just great.
Yeah, it cuts nice.
Oh,
Look at that.
Now, one thing you notice that for Italian, I didn't add any garlic to this. Now, this normally would have a little garlic in it, but since, again, I got to blame June for this, she's allergic to garlic, so we have no.
June!
But again, you see, these recipes are so adaptable to your family's recipes. You can, you know, do whatever you want, whatever your family happens to like.
I'm going to cut another big square here, George,
Oh,
so
that's
you can
good,
really
Gordon.
get the
That
look.
is really good.
Oh, and I forgot the olives. The other ones, too. Sprinkle a little bit over there.
Is this the one I'm going to
Yeah.
take another bite of? Is that what it? I've had people come up to me and say, "What is your job on this on that program?"
Official eater.
This is it. And there's only one, and I got it. Okay.
Very good.
Tasty?
That is delicious.